Welcome back. I'm back. Again, I'm Donna. Welcome to Country DIY with Donna. Um, I saw a couple of comments, which I'm grateful for you subscribing to the channel and also leaving comments. That gives me something to look forward to when I see your comments because I'm like, oh, I want to answer this. That's a great question. So I'm going to start off with one of the comments that was presented was about the one that I talked about going to wineries and making your own charcuterie boards, but not just a board, being able to use the mason jars because they're easier to pass around, small little Dollar Tree items. You can pretty much get them anywhere. The tiny mason jars. They make for good snacks and things like that. So I did that. I don't want this video to be too long. I really am enjoying the short videos. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I worked at a winery at one point, and what I found was it changed my palate. Trying different wines. I'm really enjoying wine more now because I've done that. So this winery is actually one in the Finger Lakes. It is Hosmer Wineries. It's one of my favorite as well. This is their Cayuga White, and this is their Estate Red. Like I said, I don't want to be too long. So someone asked about, showing you how to taste wine, like, what a sommelier would do. Sommelier is really intense. I don't have that background for per se, but what I do like is to drink wine. So here we go, drinking wine. So this is Estate Red. It's a blend. So what you would do is, again, you want long stem or short stem. I actually prefer for tastings long stem, but it's totally up to you, long or short. So your wine person who is going to be actually like telling you about the wines and pouring for you, which we'll call tasting room server. So you go ahead and you go pour a little bit. So they'll pour you a little bit, not too much. I'm going to pour a little bit more for me. Typically, wine tastings, by the time you're done, it adds up to a full glass of wine when you're done tasting the wines. Sometimes you pick 5, all depends on the location where you're at. So this is an Estate Red. You want to pick it up. You want to shake it. Now, you want to tip it to the side a little bit. And people look for what's called the legs. That's for residual sugar. I am into tasting wine. I don't have time to be worried about how much sugar it's got in it. But because I'm tasting, right? I'm not overindulging. If I'm thinking about purchasing it to bring it home, same thing. I want to enjoy it. I don't want to sit back and say, oh my gosh, it's got too much sugar in it. So there we are. And then you want to smell it. This, like I said, this is my favorite. This one has some fruity notes, but it also has, I almost want to say like the wine barrel, like the oak. It doesn't have the taste, which I'm going to taste it in a minute, but you can smell like a wine barrel. It smells so good. This wine goes well with pizza. Goes well with pretty much anything. Pasta, pizza, steaks. This is a go-to for me. So I'll go ahead and I will take some of the Estate Red. Again, never fails. You can go ahead and smell it again. Do your test again. Very good, Estate Red. Now you have your snacks. I do not recommend, while you are tasting, to have snacks pair it with. I know a lot of places do. I don't, because I want it to tantalize your palate the same way it does mine. And sometimes I feel like this, depending on the kind of palate you have, can throw you off in a tasting. After you're done and you want to purchase a bottle and you want to sit out at the wineries, which I recommend, not just tasting, just in spending some time. A lot of them have really good concerts. They have vendors that come through. So again, if you're getting items from the winery, which they have these said items, I recommend getting them and enjoying the bottle or bottles that you have purchased. Next, moving on. This is the Cayuga White. I'm going to use a short stem for this. Over. So the Cayuga White. Again, you want to pop the cork. And I save my corks, as you can see, I have them in here. This is served chilled. So you want to serve this chilled. You want to serve it. It could go in the freezer for about 10-15 minutes and it's ready to go. It's pretty lightweight. So this is the Cayuga White. Again, you smell it. Look at the legs. This does have legs, so you can see the residual sugar. Not too much though, which is good. Again, you want to enjoy your wine. So here I go. You want to hold it in your mouth for a few seconds. I'll go again because I went really fast on that one. Okay, so this is another really good one. It's not super sweet, but it is a sweet wine. It's really good. Pairs with just about everything again. And this is great for the summer. It's getting hot outside. Whether you're by the pool or by the lake or wherever you're going to be, this is a really good one as well. And these two wines here are inexpensive. So again, check out Hosmer Winery. And this is how you taste wine, is an example of how you taste wine. Very good. All right. Thank you.